Hi and welcome to Australian Jamboree 2013 induction. We're about to be involved in an event that is one of the greatest experiences our youth members can experience in scouting. We are expecting approximately 12,000 participants and up to 5,000 extra visitors to the site. I'm sure along with the scouts you're experiencing much excitement about being part of the Jamboree. This induction information has been created for the support of members and outlines some important information regarding your attendance. This induction information has been compiled to highlight a number of these conditions and also provide you with safety information regarding your visit to AJ 2013. Please review this information and discuss any concerns or items needing further clarification with your supervisor. Emergency services and the Queensland Police Services on site for the duration of the AJ 2013, breaches of some of the rules could lead to referral to them for investigation. Entry to the AJ 2013 site is restricted and only authorised persons are allowed entry. As an authorised person, you will have been issued with an identification card. This must be worn at all times while you are on site. Pedestrian entry to the site is not permitted. There is off-site parking and a shuttle bus to the site available. You must not wear or display commercial, religious, political, advertising or offensive messages, and as there are a number of prohibited items, your bags and other items may be subjected to an inspection and visitors may be searched. Some of the prohibited items are aerosol containers, alcohol, darts, firearms, fireworks or flares, loud hailers, personal knives, pesticides, petrol, and a number of other items that are listed here. Leaders' multi-tools are excluded from this ban. The site rules and conditions of entry are that adults are not permitted to enter the youth toilet and shower blocks. Closed-in shoes must be worn at all times. Smoking is only permitted in the designated smoking areas, and these are only to be accessed by adults. Persons on site may have their image recorded as part of the Australian Jamboree 2013, and you agree this may be used by Scouts Queensland. Cameras are permitted but must not be used inappropriately. Visitors assume all risks of damage and loss to their property. Day visitors to the site will be issued with a wristband, and this must be worn while on shuttle buses and while on the Jamboree site. Personal gas bottles of any shape or size are not permitted, and gas supplies from the contract supplier may only be used. Under the health and safety laws in Queensland, both you and Scouts Queensland have legal obligations that you need to know about. For Scouts Queensland, in simple terms, they must do what they can to provide you with a safe environment for you and all the people coming to the site. For yourself, you must look after your own health and safety and not affect the health and safety of others and abide by the directions of Scouts Queensland. It is expected that you will abide by their policies and regulations. You will not engage in horseplay that puts yourself or others at personal safety risk. You will wear personal protective equipment for the tasks you're undertaking, and this includes closed-in footwear. From the 1st of December till the 31st of January, a traffic management plan covers the site. During this time, gate access and traffic movement is restricted. Consult with the Safe Trans Management Plan for access times and gate openings. There are a number of rules and conditions regarding all vehicle movements on site. Everyone must be in an approved seat. You must wear seatbelts where fitted. Only licensed drivers may drive vehicles. The signage and speed limits must be observed. Youth members and venturers are not permitted to ride in golf buggies. You may only park in the designated areas. You must switch off vehicles when they are unattended, and you must wear the appropriate safety gear where required by the regulations, such as in forklifts. Other rules apply to specific vehicles. You should make yourself aware of these rules prior to driving any of these.
There has been much planning surrounding the safety and emergencies on the Jamboree site. In the unlikely event of an emergency, the Emergency Control Organisation will take control of the site and will decide on the appropriate course of action. In an emergency, you must follow the instructions of the safety and security leaders and the emergency services personnel. Each area has a work zone action plan. Make yourself aware of the location of this plan and make yourself familiar with it.
For emergency response on the site, an emergency is classified as any incident that poses a risk to health, life or property or the environment. In the event of an emergency on the Jamboree site, phone 418 49 222, not 000. This number is the Jamboree Emergency Control Centre, and they have direct access to ambulance, fire and police services and will respond. The Jamboree site is installed with evacuation sirens, and these use the standard emergency tones. the alert tone, which is a single long beat repeated, you are to move to the assembly area for your work zone and await further instructions. Here is an example of the tone. The evacuation tone is a single wailing tone repeated. On hearing this tone, you are to move to your nearest evacuation point and follow the instructions of the warden.
There are fire extinguishers and blankets located around the site. Please make yourself aware of the locations. In the event of a fire, raise the alarm and send for help. Have someone contact the Emergency Control Centre. Fight the fire if it's safe to do so. Adults should use firefighting equipment including troop buckets, hoses and dirt. Evacuate the immediate vicinity and remove people from danger. Await assistance from the security and emergency services personnel. In the event of using a fire extinguisher, remember pass, pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle and move the hose in a sweeping motion. In the event of a storm, secure loose items, turn off gas supplies if it's safe to do so. Take refuge away from trees, power lines or overhead items. Use ablution block buildings, frag tents and marquees for shelter. Report damage to the Emergency Communications Centre. For a serious medical incident, remember Dr. S, A, B, C, D. Check for danger, check for a response, send for help, contact the Emergency Communications Centre. Check the airway, check the breathing, begin CPR and do defibrillation if it's available. For a gas leak, raise the alarm, send for help and contact the Emergency Communications Centre. Isolate the supply if possible, remove ignition sources if safe to do so, evacuate the immediate area and remain calm. There is an incident report form which is available from your supervisor and from the Emergency Control Centre. To report a hazard, talk directly to your supervisor. If you are feeling sick or unwell or need first aid assistance, attend your nearest campground first aid post.
One of the risks around the site is lifting and moving things. The smart lifting technique is one used to lift light loads from low levels. First off, size up the load. Assess the load shape and size, and whether the load actually needs to be moved, where it is going to be placed, and assess whether mechanical or other assistance is required. Move the load as close to the body as possible, or move yourself as close to the load as you can. Whole hands should be used for a firm grip. Always bend your knees and maintain your balance with your feet apart in a comfortable position, and minimise the lower back bending. Bend knees preferable as a large angle as possible, but not in a right angle. Use a semi-squat in preference to a full squat. Raise the load with your legs. Achieve a smooth lift without jerkiness. Maintain the normal curvature of the spine to allow the force of the load to be distributed evenly on the spine and pelvis. Turn your feet in the direction you want to move the load. Avoid unnecessary bending, twisting or reaching. Change direction by turning your feet and not your back. Set the load down, squat and keep your head up and let your legs do the work. Do tuck in your chin and keep your back straight as possible while lifting. Lift with your strong leg muscles, ask for help with heavy or awkward items, and where possible use mechanical equipment to move heavy items. Do not use your back muscles to do the lifting. Do not try to lift an item that is too heavy or too awkward. Do not twist your body while carrying an item, and do not attempt team lifting without proper coordination. Thank you for your attention and enjoy a safe AJ 2013.